Shalom Akim, Kahalalem La Yahal Bashim Yahshai Bashim Rakakudash, and I double on Instagram Muslim Apostles. Thouday Yahshai for giving me the strength in order to make this video today. And this video is relating to the brotherhood, because as you're in this truth as well, you start to realize over time that whether you got brothers or sisters, your family members specifically close to you, some of them you may have to live with. Over time you start to realize that really they're not really for you, because they're not in the same wavelength of mind, the same thought of mind as you are when it comes to the Most High. And that's the thing, because the fact that you're trying to serve Yahweh Shem Yahshai, and they got their own idols to then serve to, whether it be Christianity, Islam, or whatever type of idol that they're into. The thing is, their minds are in the world, really, because these idols are of the world too. So the point is, you start to realize that maybe you may have a brother out there as well, like a physical blood brother, but the thing is that blood brother doesn't really respect you as much. That as well, the lack of respect, or rather you don't really feel that connection with him no more. That's because of the fact that Yahweh Shem Yahshai is bringing that separation between you and your brother, man, or your sister, or pretty much your family member. That's really the key part. Because, in fact, let me get that. Yahshua came to cause division, man. Cause division or separation. Let me see. Because, of course, if our mind is then on Yahweh Yahushai, then we have to deal with people that are against Yahweh Yahushai. Then you'll just have to endure certain things, because the fact that demons are going to try and use them in order to try and get you out the truth, Because, of course, they're just vessels to be used at the end of the day to try and get you out of the truth. Temptations. And that's why separation is also needed as well. Mentally first, before physically, man. So let me get this. Where is it? Now I'm gonna have to search it up somewhere. Yeah, so okay, I'm just searching it up quickly. See what it says Matthew 10, 12:51. Alright, let me get that then. Luke 12:51. Because we always got to know, although they're your blood family, in the spirit, you actually, well, for a brother that's listening to this, really, our real family, Yahweh if you do be part of the elect, are in the heavens, man. Well, part of them in the heavens, because some of the elects, maybe they're right now, and of course some of them, most of them really are on earth as well, man. So about the 144,000 and the 1/3, well, really the 144,000, that's the true brotherhood right there. The brothers who are out there teaching and preaching, which I'll get precepts on that too. Well, let me get this, because the family that you got right now is only temporary, man. Each timeline, for those of you who can receive it, is really a temporary family that you had during that time to be as your caretaker. So that's really what they are for that time, man. For each timeline of which your spirit was then reincarnated, which of course, if you can receive it, you can receive it. Let's see. Okay, cool. I'll read from verse 51. So, this was pretty much Yahushua's intention, man. And of course, it still is his intention in the spirit as well. Right now that he's up there as well. That's his intention. I'm going to read it right now. So it says Luke 12 verse 51. Suppose ye that I am come to give peace on earth. I tell you nay, but rather division. So that simply means he comes for separation, man, to separate those his servants from those of the world. So we always got to be aware of that too. And that separation is going to be more and more vivid as this mark of the beast also comes as well. It's going to be downright clear when that mark of the beast is here, man. So, and yeah, reference to Revelation 13, verse 16 to 18, in terms of the mark of the beast. So that's Luke. Let me read it again, then I'll read onwards. So Luke 12, verse 51, suppose ye that I am come to give peace on earth, I tell you nay, but rather division. For whom henceforth there shall be 5 in one house divided, 3 against 2, and 2 against 3. The father shall be divided against the son, and the son against the father, the mother against the daughter, and the daughter against the mother, and the mother-in-law against her daughter-in-law, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And really, that's the key part, man. And that's within those things mentioned right there as well, are within the family, man, and external family too. When I say external family, it could be with cousins as well. That's separate. That's part of the separation too. It may just be within the family, the blood family. Your brother, your sister, your mom, your dad. That separation can be there too. Where, of course, Yahushua will be making known to you that these lot, their minds are not on the same wavelength as your mind right now, man. As I said in the beginning of this video, us trying to serve Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is way different, and it causes us to really separate mentally with those of the world as well, because the intentions of those of the world are not aligned with the intentions of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, which is what we're trying to align to serve Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, to fulfill the will of Yahweh, which is ultimately what unites the brotherhood as well. Us serving Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, doing the will of the Most High. So, let me get this. Yeah, so that's pretty much Luke, pertaining to the division that Yahushua is trying to bring, and he's already bringing, really. It's all starting mentally. As I said, when that mark of the beast comes, it's going to be clear as day. That separation is going to be there, man. The real servants, the real servants of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua are. So, let me get another precept as well. Because even Yahushua, when he was also, there was a account of him where a guy said, why does your mother or brother not desire to speak with you? And then Yahushua said, he pointed at his disciples, and then he said, they are my mother, my sister, my brother, which I need to get that account right now. Which again, we can link it in our scenario. Let me read it first, and then I'll then talk about the fact that we can link what Yahushua said when he lived in that moment, talking about his brother being the servants of, being those who really do the will of the Most High. It's the same way, if we do the will of the Most High as well, we also as brothers to Yahushua, man. And again, Yahushua will be part of the elect. That will be even more spiritual too, because that's the real spiritual family, man. The first fruits. So Matthew 12, verse 46. So, it starts here. So this is Matthew 12, verse 46. Behold, he yet talked to the people. Behold, let me read it again. So Matthew 12, verse 46. While he yet talked to the people, behold, his mother and his brethren stood without, desiring to speak with him. So that's what I mentioned before. Then one said unto him, behold, thy mother and thy brethren stand without, desiring to speak with thee. But he answered and said unto him that told him, who is my mother and who is my brethren? And he stretched forth his hand toward his disciples and said, Behold my mother and my brethren. For whosoever shall do the will of my Father, which is in heaven, the same is my brother, my sister, and my mother. So that's the key point right there in verse 50. That, though his earthly family, which was, his mother and his brother, they were standing there. They were standing there looking at him. Obviously, they didn't want to speak with him. That's the thing. They're just standing there, that typical Jake look that Israelite parents be giving you, when they're not proud. That's probably the type of look that they had, man. That Yahushua's mother and brother had. That's the way. That's the type of look that they probably had in that time. And the thing is, Yahushua still, obviously that didn't faze him anyways, because he knew that anyone who did the will of obviously the true brothers were the ones doing the will of Yahweh. Yeah, the ones doing the will of Yahweh, the Most High, are his true brothers, man. That's what Yahushua knew in his head. So that's what we need to remember as well, because we can apply it in this scenario. Though we have the earthly family, to deal with, we know that our true brothers are the ones who are out there right now in the houses and bowers, obviously in different countries, because different time zones. So you never know when a brother will be preaching, because there's so many channels, anyways. But the point is, those out there who are going out there in the houses and byways, making videos, preaching, teaching, doing the will of the Most High, which obviously is within the scriptures. Those are the ones who are your brothers, man. Your spiritual brothers. And really, you're gonna find out as well, Yaratazar being beamed up as part of the elect. In the time to come, you're gonna see all your spiritual family, man, because the same ones that are now here preaching and teaching, and then when they get beamed up, Yahabashim Yasharatazar be part of them as well, as I keep enduring. And you too, brothers also laboring in this truth. Then in that time to come, man, all the first fruits are going to be gathered there, man. They're going to be gathered, and then you're going to see the real family gathering, man. That's going to be a very large family reunion. The way sometimes you might see in movies that family goes to some family reunion or something, or you may have a reunion in real life. That's going to be nothing compared to when Yahushua then meets up with his brothers, man. His real spiritual brothers, man. The first fruits. That's going to be something beautiful. So, let's see. So again, the earthly family is really just temporary for this timeline. They were just vessels to be like caretakers and, just for you to just be born through for this timeline, for the time being. So, yeah, pertaining to the will, let me get to Colossians. Colossians 1 verse 26. Or something around there. Okay, so this is Colossians 1 verse 26. Even the mystery which hath been hid from ages and from generations, but now is made manifest to his saints, to whom the Most High would make known what is the riches of the glory of this mystery among the Gentiles, which is Hamashiach in you, Hamashiach Yahushua in you, and the hope of glory, whom we preach, warning every man and teaching every man in all wisdom, that we may present every man perfect in Hamashiach Yahushua. Whereunto I also labor, striving according to his working, which worketh in me mightily. So of course Paul was also doing the works as well, man. He was still striving to also do the will of the Most High, to preach and teach every man in wisdom, as I mentioned in the previous verse in Colossians 1 verse 28. Whom we preach, warning every man and teaching every man in all wisdom, which means 100% truth. As the apostles always push out, it's the 100% truth that you got to give Israel right now, man, whether they hear or forbid. Going back to Ezekiel there. And teaching every man in all wisdom, that we may present every man perfect in Hamashiach Yahushai. So obviously through Yahushai, that we're gonna present that wisdom to every man. So yeah, Khan. And of course, in verse 27, where it says, to whom the Most High would make known what is the riches of the glory of this mystery among the Gentiles. And that ain't talking about no heathens. That's talking about the Israelites that were scattered, across all the nations, man. I think Deuteronomy 4 also touches on that too. So that's what it's talking about. It ain't talking about no heathens, man. Because remember, they also regarded as spittle. 2nd Ezra 6 verse 56. So spittle referring to spit, saliva and whatnot. So yeah. So that's pretty much the meaning of that, and pretty much part of that mystery. For anyone who's of the truth, who's part of the true brotherhood, they're gonna know about the mysteries, man. The things of which not all men can understand. The things of which not all Israelites can understand either. So that's also something that unites the brotherhood, being able to understand these mysteries, man. That's one thing. And also doing the will of the Most High as well. So really these traits are also what separates us from, those of the world. So that's my point right there in Colossians. Let's see. And yeah, man, Paul was pretty much working hard, man. Visiting the churches, Colossae, Galatia, the Romans, the Jakes scattered there, different cities in Greece. But yeah, that was Paul. That was what Paul was doing, man. He was hustling. So yeah, let me get to another one. Because also with what comes with the brotherhood as well, and I'm talking about the ones that are here on earth right now, still alive. What comes with the brotherhood, and as I said, they're the ones also laboring in this truth, working hard, to produce and teach, going out there in the highways and byways, marketplaces to preach. Those same ones as well, they will also provide you support when needed, man. That's the type of brotherhood that you get. That's why I named the video True Deep Brotherhood, man. Because it's deep because of the fact that, Yaratazar, if we're all part of the first fruits, then obviously all the connections really that we have with the brothers that were near, they pretty much all go back to the former of all creations, really, which is really the time before the earth was created and whatnot, back in Genesis when all the Archim gathered together and said, let us create this, let us create man, and that's the thing. That's why it's deep. And when I say true, because it's true because of the fact that it's all united in righteousness, man, all under Yahweh Yahushai. So yeah, let me get this. So it says Matthew 6 verse 25. Therefore I say unto you, take no thought for your life, what ye shall eat, or what ye shall drink, nor yet for your body, what ye shall put on. Is not the life more than meat, and the body than raiment? Behold the fowls of the air, for they sow not, neither do they reap, nor gather into barns, yet your heavenly Father feedeth them. Are ye not much better than they? So really, that's just talking about not worrying too much when you're in a dire situation as well. Certain brothers, you may be in a situation where it's like, you might be about to be kicked out, or let's say, your wife is about to do some harshness to you. Where flipping Eve can get sometimes. You've heard all sorts of stories in the news, anyways, of Israelite men having their property taken away from them, and all those possessions, really. So, you may be going through that. Maybe some lack of disrespect, or just heathens getting on you on the job, or whatever community that you might have to endure. some nonsense, man, from these heathens, whatever you may be going through. You know, whether it be a dire, really a dire situation that I'm referring to here, it says you shouldn't be worried, man, and especially with the fact that you still got the brotherhood as well to support you. So you know, when you're in time of help, you ask the brotherhood for help, man. You know, when I say brotherhood, really, I'm talking about the brothers that are near you. You know, for those in camps, you know, you got the brothers right there. You know, you got elders as well to then ask help from. You know, I'm talking about that type of stuff as well. But even in a time of Jacob's trouble as well, this is what this is also referring to. You're supposed to have that faith as well in Yahweh Yahushai, that they'll be able to provide you food. Because in Jacob's trouble, that'll be the time of miracles too, man. The time of miracles where we're going to have food being manifested to us. You know, angels may give us food as well. Another way you might just find food as soon as, you know, the desire of hunger is there. You never know, man. But of course, you know, it's all about the faith in Yahweh Yahushua, as he said. He feeds the fowls, and how much more are we more than the fowls, man? How much more valuable are we than the fowls? You know, like the pigeons, you know. The Most High feeds the pigeons. And how much more valuable are we than the pigeons? Obviously, of course, he's seeing us, man. And he's going to feed us, Yahweh Shem Yasharat, as well. We continue in this faith, man. And prove to him that we're worthy to be fed and to be looked after in that time of trouble. So that's that point there. And let's see. You know, I think I'm going to close out here, then I'll do a part 2. Yahweh Shem Yasharat Azar. But yeah, Shalom Akim, Yarat Azar, you're edified. And I'll just continue on with the part 2 pretty much straight after this, Yarat Azar.